3. Is it part 3? Whichever the part it is, this is going to be talking about specifically Shield Paladine. It says Paladin, but I'm going to say Paladin from now on because it's Paladin, but it's Paladin. I don't know why, but it's Paladin. Okay. AKA, this is going to be talking about MASH, AKA Ordeal Call 4 spoilers, so do be careful. So the interviewer specifically says, now, this year, 10th year, we only got 2 event servants as a welfare. It was quite smaller than anticipated. Is it because the preparation to the final chapter is growing accordingly? Is that correct? Mr. 2 specifically goes, yes, but however, reading it as 2 welfare servant is a bit incorrect. We technically have in the main story a Hakuno as a welfare if you continue forward. Simultaneously, we do have Shielder Paladin MASH as well. So in technicality, it would be 4 servants capable available. But however, Hakuno, Hakuno has a male and a female variant that you can pick both of them. So technically 5 if you want to go into details. It depends on how you want to take them. But we have given at least that amount of usable servant for sure. That's the structure. Meaning that welfare-wise, there's only 2 that's accessible, right? But Mr. 2 is specifically saying we've given Shielder Paladin MASH, which is practically a free SSR. Simultaneously, the Hakunos are both male and female. They're both moon cancers that are technically free to get. I believe MP1. Then you have to friend point gotcha the MP5. So he's technically saying that we got kind of 4 if you want to count the male female. It's 5 because technically Hakuno is being treated as like a Mecha Ellie, right? Same characters but 2 different variants. And so that's the structural way. And then the interviewer goes, oh, I see. I do apologize. Now that we're on this specific topic, the new class, Shielder Paladin. Can we hear more information about our new MASH? When was this going to come up? When was this idea coming in the first place? Mr. 2 says, this was from the very beginning of the game. All I heard from Mr. Nasu was MASH was going to become a paladin. And so we were all wondering when that was going to be as well. To be perfectly honest, there were multiple times during the conversation of Paladin that we should implement MASH Paladin into some of the storylines. But when that time came, there were definitely a last-minute edit, and a editorial occurred, and the timeline got pushed back. In the end, I believe we finalized it around 1.5 years ago. And that was that in Ordeal Call 4, MASH Paladin is going to be perfectly showing up. It says, I feel like, the interviewer says, I feel like the Noble Phantasm change gimmick. It's almost as if you've done the entire compilation of what FGO gimmick has done. I feel like from Melisand's Lancer, aka Fairy Lancelot, into Aoko, whenever I see MASH, I feel like she's taken all the characteristics unique trait in together and make it her own as a center focal point. Was Aoko and Melisand a project type for Paladin MASH? Can we get more information on that? And then Mr. 2 goes, man, if that was the case, that would have been amazing. Yeah, だとしたら素晴らしかったんですけどね. It says, yeah, it says, no. If that were to be the case, that would have been amazing. It says, this is something that FGO's positive points and negative points. But whenever it comes to discussions of stories and servants, we are always get hyped and always multiple idea will get born saying, maybe we should go this way and it would be more fun. Those are the case that kind of occurs, aka Mr. 2 goes, essentially during discussion, spontaneous ideas that is exciting gets born. And a lot of the case that gets approved and gets used on a servant. Meaning that this is FGO's both positive note and negative note. Because FGO really is, feels like somebody comes up with a new gimmick and then they make a servant around it. Or they put a servant around it. And so Mr. 2 is just like, yeah, Mash Paladin the way it is was not planned at all. It would have been cool if it is, but it's not. It says, well, the story was progressing and the servants being discussed. They kind of just come to the conclusion of if we go it this way, it would be quite fun. And an idea was born. And then the interviewer goes, oh, I see, parentheses lol. So it says from the get-go, from the starting point, we didn't think that MASH would have these capabilities. Is that correct? Mr. 2 specifically says that is correct. I knew and we knew that MASH was going to become a paladin, and that is it. When it came to capabilities or abilities or its functionalities, its detail was, well, but you can definitely say MASH, the MASH compilation galore is the perfect idea to describe MASH Paladin for certain. FGO, the game does utilize many different servants' personal quirks out in the open and have different gimmicks added to it. And we wanted to have that idea constantly implemented to new things here and there. その時に、we wanted to utilize the essentially the compilation of many of the good gimmicks and large gimmicks implemented into our paladin. And so when it comes to systems and techniques, when we finalized Mash's settings, it kind of fitted her quite well. And so as a result, you can even say mass compilation of FGO's gimmicks is in Paladin Mash. It says capability wise, how was that? It says to be perfectly honest, I gotta say, Mash Paladin is very, very useful and powerful. Mr. 2 answers, well, it is Mash after all, and she is now a paladin. I did say the ordeal call for social yongo no. Yeah, I did say it during the live stream of after ordeal call 4. Simultaneously, Mr. Nasu as well, is that MASH is now an SSR. An SSR MASH, it wouldn't be questionable. It wouldn't be. Let me rephrase that. SSR MASH can be this strong. After all, she's a paladin and she's a MASH. Even Mr. Nasu has stated as well. And the interviewer asks, so does that mean that you wanted to give MASH a lot of things? Is that what the intention was when creating this paladin? Mr. 2 specifically says, no. In actuality, because of the journey we have all the way to this point, overcoming it all and taking the most growth, and to have grown along the way, we wanted to make sure that it was a MASH that everybody was happy with. And when we were thinking about everybody's happy MASH and how she could move, functional, and etc., the results was what she is now. And then the interviewer lastly asked a question. By the way, is that her final form? And Mr. 2 goes, that is her final form, I believe. At least from what I've heard so far, this is her final form. Meaning that Mr. 2 don't know if that is a final form, but Mr. 2 only knows that up to this form. You know what I'm saying? So that concludes the MASH Paladin section. If you have any question, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, my question is, do you like the SSR MASH? How are you enjoying her? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Make sure you comment in the sound section below, okay? I'll see you in the next video. Peace.